Hey, Puppy Trades! In this video, we're going to do a video analysis of Bitcoin, Coinbase, and Microstrategy. But first, I wanted to get into a position I took today. It was divided into two parts. The first part was 60% CONY and 40% FIAT. The second part was 25% SBIT, 75% MSTY. So I've made videos about each of these positions recently. Make sure to go check them out. So I added to this position today a pre-existing position, especially the Coinbase one. I'm really excited about, but also this bottom one down here is really interesting. So we're gonna get into why I'm taking this biased position down here. We're gonna get into the Elliott wave explanation. And keep in mind, MSTY is selling out of the money synthetic covered calls. Every time an out of the money synthetic covered call is sold successfully, it expires worthless. That's going to lower the delta of the trade. Well, actually, when it expires worthless, it doesn't lower the delta at all because it expired worthless. But when it's initially sold, it has a delta. That delta is going to lower the delta of MSTY. So it's not quite as bullish, or it's not quite as relying on a bull market as just owning shares of MicroStrategy. There's a lot more to get into with that ETF, but in this video, we're really going to focus on the Elliott wave, why I maintain a bullish bias in my positioning, why I still acknowledge the bears, and why I'm adding this hedged aspect. Part of this is honestly because this up here I consider a biased short strangle, and I've gone through this video explaining the total returns, why I think it's worth it, why I think it's 132% healthy yield. So we're going to get into some Elliott wave in this video of Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. What's important to know about Bitcoin and really Elliott wave in general is the concept of degrees. So we have a lot of degrees at play on the all-time chart. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2 in blue. Now you're going to notice that this wave 3 in blue is never on the chart. So there's a little bit of controversy. Does this wave 1 and wave 2 actually exist? Some people are going to say this. This is wave 1. This is wave 2. 3, 4, 5, wave 1. ABC, wave 2. And then this big black wave 3 is the only cycle. So it's really important to understand that argument that this big black wave 3, wave C, could be the only cycle. We're going to try to dispute that in this video, but if this big black wave 3 was the only cycle, we're not going to have anything good after that. That's where it's really important to understand the fundamentals of Ripple and Bitcoin's rivalry. Because what I just described, where Bitcoin has a blow off top into a black wave 3, and then it never recovers after that. That is what the Ripple bull thesis is, or one of them. That Ripple is going to overtake Bitcoin. Brad Garlinghouse has said himself he thinks Bitcoin is like Napster, and Ripple is going to be like iTunes or Spotify, because Napster did everything illegally, but Bitcoin did it. So did Bitcoin, right? But Ripple is going to be like iTunes. It's going to be like Spotify. It's going to get all this music and it's going to get it to the people in a legal way. So that's just something I wanted to throw in there. When I'm talking about hedging, I also consider a hedge for Bitcoin owning Ripple. I take that pretty seriously. We're going to get into Elliott wave, my opinion. Even if this big black wave 3 in progress, there's still quite a bit of unfolding to do before the switch is flipped, so to speak. From this low, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a wave 1, and an ABC wave 2. What's pretty clear about Bitcoin and MicroStrategy is that this big thrust wave 1, ABC wave 2 is exactly that. A big thrust in the wave 1 and an ABC wave 2 correction. Now, Bitcoin itself will prove that when the weekly RSI passes 75.72. That's because in Elliott wave theory, there's a rule that says wave 5 ends with momentum divergence. Now, when we look at MicroStrategy's chart, we're going to see that it has already accomplished this feat, and MicroStrategy has formed a very clear wave 3. I believe it's ended a wave 4 correction, is going to enter wave 5. So we're going to focus on Bitcoin right now, where it is in the cycle. It's very similar to Coinbase, where it is within a large wave 3. This is wave 1, this is wave 2. Bitcoin, like Coinbase, is within a large wave 3, and it has yet to reach the 100% extension for Coinbase. That is 398. We look at Bitcoin right now. That equal legs target is exactly 108,700 ish. Now, Bitcoin can go higher than that. It's very volatile, and Bitcoin can go to the 127.2% extension of the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. Now, when we look out at Bitcoin, that's going to take Bitcoin off the chart. We can't really see where that is. Even if I zoom all the way out to the quarterly chart, I can't see where the 127.2% extension is. So Bitcoin can definitely go off the charts. That's a very big possibility. So we're gonna keep looking at this monthly chart, however. Keep it on the chart for now. And we're gonna see with this 15-year time frame, even when, I should say if, but even when Bitcoin gets to 108,000, suppose a correction happens right there, there would be a shallow wave 4 correction and a wave 5 higher. So we look at MicroStrategy, and MicroStrategy has really kind of led Bitcoin. It had this massive rally. It's already ended this wave 3, and it's already ended this wave 4. It's about to enter a wave 5. So let's say, hypothetically, Bitcoin does exactly this. It ends, and it probably will go off the charts. Like, realistically, I think it's going to go to the 127.2% extension. But wherever wave 3 ends, let's say wave 3 ends at 110,000. The expectation from there is a shallow wave 4 correction and a wave 5 higher. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high, and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, Bitcoin could look something like this, where it goes all the way up to 145,000 to complete this black wave 3. So even in my opinion, the switch is getting flipped scenario. Bitcoin has a few more highs to make to 108,000, and then eventually to 145,000. It could be in the mid 140K range. And then what could happen? Well, realistically, there'd be, yes, a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. So that's why collecting option premium is so important to me, because realistically, as much as I understand and think it's important to acknowledge this Ripple flipping the switch thesis, I could also see a scenario where Ripple does really well and Bitcoin just keeps doing really well. So this is a very beautiful picture, of Bitcoin. So I'm going to take a picture of it. It's probably going to be the thumbnail. We're going to look at MicroStrategy right now. MicroStrategy has done, let's get into some downside levels for Bitcoin. I came out yesterday and I said this guy was calling the top, right? Calling everyone bag holders. And I said that I think there's 108,000 reasons why. Now, I told you where that 108,000 number came from. But we look at Bitcoin's extensions, A, B, C. It could have ended this A, B, C correction at the 161.8% extension. So I do believe that pick the low is a good invalidation of 90,800. Now, it's getting far away, but if we look at the longer term view and we talk about this more realistic count, in my opinion, this more realistic count, 90,800-ish being the stop for another wave 5 into the 140K range, and then eventually another wave 5 into Lord knows where. Could be really interesting. This is exactly a very similar thing that I did right here, I took these ABC extensions. It held above 49,021. The rest is history. I also called Bitcoin perfectly here, here, and here. So that's Bitcoin. I can't show you all that proof though because I cannot search my own tweets. You cannot search my own tweets. You have a new father. Make sure to say hi to him on Thanksgiving because your new father, Elon Musk, he's decided that you can't view my tweets. You can't search my tweets. So he's your daddy now, whether you like it or not. I don't care if that offends anyone. He's your dad. You can't look at my tweets. I can't look at my tweets. I guess he's my dad too. This is a wave one and a wave two. Daddy says we can't look at this unless Puppy Trades brings it up. Large wave three in progress for MicroStrategy. This is one, two, three, four, five waves up. A large wave three. This wave three has broken this high on the RSI 80.37. Was broken on the quarterly RSI. See right here, we see this quarterly chart. We broke above 82.33. We went to 86.87. That's the power of using these time frames. They all count. We look at this. It also has another big piece of proof that it's within a large wave three or ended at a large wave three because it went past the 161.8% extension. So this is very clearly a big wave three, in my opinion. We look at this broader picture. I believe this is a large wave one and a wave two in black, and a large wave three in black is in progress. It's subdivided into one, two, three, four, and it's about to take a fifth wave higher. It will be at minimum the length of wave one placed at the wave four low. That takes MicroStrategy up to the upper 500s, and that's the minimum wave five target. Before a shallow wave four and a wave five higher, we could see that's a little too far away to forecast. But this is just this idea. MicroStrategy is at least going to take another leg higher. It's at least going to make a new high within one, two, three, four, five waves up from this low. So what I did is I went to the 1 hour chart. That's how fast MicroStrategy moved, and I saw that this is an A, B, C correction. It ended right at exactly the 127.2% extension. So the 161.8% extension is 308. But I actually do think that this low of 338.67 is going to hold. And we're going to see MicroStrategy and Bitcoin make new highs together.